What's happening? This is the Tap In Podcast. We are live inside the Tap In studio. I got a special guest, a good longtime friend, partner, Trey Elliot in the building. What's happening, man?
What up, man? What up, Dante?
What's good, man?
Longtime friend, man, for a good minute.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think when, I don't even know, back then when I was doing stand-up, I don't even remember how we even met. I don't know if it was just seeing you everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, we just probably just being on the scene, and, you know, we had room comedy nights, and we always needed some comedians to perform, and, you know, wherever we was at, you know, good energy.
Yeah.
So we just kind of was just like, you know, yo, you cool, I'm cool.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? You need a ride, I need a ride, whatever. You know what I mean? You know how it go. Yeah.
I think a lot of the friends I have in comedy that's how I met them. Like,
Yeah.
you just being around,
Uh-huh.
you know what I mean? You seeing them every night, everybody trying to get up, everybody
Yeah.
doing their own shows. Hey, man, let me get on your show. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, man. You still at it? It's been, how long you been doing comedy now?
I started in 2002, so we, 21 years.
God.
21 years, yeah, man. Yeah, and I've been in L.A. for 14. This past October was 14 years I've been in L.A.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it still as fun as it was when you first started?
You know what? It's yes. To answer that question, yes, it's still fun. Is it aggravating? It's more aggravating now than it was then, but it's still fun. And the aggravating part comes with the way the game has changed and the things you have to do to kind of get on now. You didn't have to worry about that back then. Like, so I was just watching the Headliners Only with Kevin Hart and Chris Rock on Netflix, and just listening to their journey, it was just so yo, you funny, you go to the clubs, you go to New York, you just hit these stages, and you know, you got enough talent, somebody will see you and you get the big whatever. Now all that aspect of social media and the followers and trying to figure out the algorithms, all that shit now determines, you know what I mean, who's funny and who's not. You know, because Chris Rock said it best. He was like, people be coming up to him like, you don't know who I am? Like, no, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? So some aspects of the game has become aggravating, but at the end of the day, it's still fun. I still love it.
Yeah. What's your, I never asked you this, and I don't even know if I haven't asked anybody. The process of writing a joke, is it something that you see happen, or is it just where you could just sit down and kind of create and just make up something?
No, so for me, it has to really happen. So you know, my style, I like to do a lot of storytelling, and I like to put a lot of my business on stage, or my life on stage, or somebody close to me that I could say, yo, this is funny, you know. And even if it's somebody else's story, I don't make it my story. I say, yeah, I got a good friend of mine that boom, 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 boom. You know, but my jokes are very, very personable and personal to me. You know, I'm not the one to really just sit down and be like, well, what can I find funny? What do I think is funny? And, you know, and some people might get on me, but it is what it is. But I write on stage a lot of times. So I actually create on stage. So I'll know what I want to talk about, and then I'll just do it for the first time on the show. Sometimes I don't know what I want to talk about. And when I have that issue, then I just talk about what's really happened like that day or something, and then I just try to create like that, you know.
Yeah, so it's easier now.
It's much easier, bro. Much easier, you know. And I don't
know what's funny and what ain't.
You know what's good and what not. And I don't recommend young comedians doing that, but like at this point, I kind of know how to just go out there. And if I need to call an audible, I know how to call an audible. If I need, like for example, I remember. It was going to be my mom's second time seeing me perform. My mom was coming to L.A. And when she came, I had booked the show at Chocolate Sundays. So I was excited, like, yo, this is my mom's second time seeing me perform. But I ended up being on tour, and the tour went to Atlanta. So my mom came to the show and saw me do 30 prior to her coming to L.A. So when she got to L.A., I was like, damn, you already saw me do 30. I'm about to do like 13, 14 and Chocolate Sundays. I really don't want to do the same stuff that you saw me do. And of course, my mom was like, you know, it's okay. I'm just happy to be here. Yeah. So I got on stage and I was like, yo, what do I want to talk about? My mom, her husband, my son, and his girl came. So I just came up. I was just like, yo, Trey, just talk about what's happening. Now I was just like, yo, mom and her husband and my son and his girlfriend here, so I'm going to try not to curse. And then I was just like, when you hear somebody say my mom and her husband, the husband ain't my father. And that shit just hit. But it was just the most natural, situation. I was like, yeah, they all saying at the house with me, so everybody trying to fuck quietly. It was the truest, and it hit so hard. And Boogie upstairs like, yo. And after that show, they was like, you got one. And I said, bet, I got it. And then I did that joke the second show when it hit. Just as hard the second show. So some of my creativity comes from just really what's really happening and what's going on,
Yeah, I think I seen that Chocolate Sundays posted that, didn't they?
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. So yeah. So that's where my kind of creativity comes from, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Man. That's what's up. Can you got anything funny? I know we just talked about it in the car.
Yeah.
we just talked about, but I'm just funny stories. And you just told me a story. You reminded me of a story of me doing one of your bits when I was bombing.
Yo, so joke thievery in comedy is the number one violation, right?
Yes,
but every now and again, there are exceptions.
There's no exceptions.
Look, you.
Trey, listen, Trey is trying to be nice. He's trying to be cordial, but it's never supposed to be accepted at all. I was taking the L in a rough room, and sometimes you don't even know. Sometimes you hear the joke so much.
Yeah.
And then when I was doing Mayday, Mayday, I said, fuck it. Mayday. Hey, let me tell y'all this about this shoes. And I said one of Trey's jokes in the midst of the fire.
Mind you, I gave this nigga a ride to the show.
Yes,
I'm next.
I'm with him.
I'm going up next. And
You're never supposed to do this.
Yo.
And I did it, and Trey was like, say, man, that's mine. I was like, damn, yes, you're right, man. I'm sorry, Trey. I apologize.
And that's why you can't be mad. Dante said, yo, man, I apologize. I was just taking that L, man. I tried to figure out how to get out. And I was like, it's all good. And you can't be mad when that I promise you, I never felt no kind of way. It was so funny to me though, and I was just like, yo, because I was just telling them at breakfast. I said, yo, when I first started doing comedy, I was doing everybody bit, and I ain't talking about famous niggas. I was doing niggas like a Mark Howard or Big Rome recipe. I was doing niggas jokes that I was sitting in the club like, yo, this nigga funny. I got a whole hour that I did when I first started doing comedy called Young, Broke, and Funny. I made a DVD and everything. Half of that material is Mark Howard's material. And I ain't know the rules, and Barbara Carlisle was hosting the show, and she probably like, this nigga doing. She ain't never said that, but I know she was sitting back like, yo, this nigga doing I know these niggas. I came up with these niggas. Yeah. But I'm young in the game. I'm just like, yo, I'm just saying funny shit. Fuck it. But yo, Dante, I swear, man, that shit was so funny. And on the podcast, we was talking about joke thieves. I was like, yo, it's some funny joke thieves. I said, yo, my nigga Dante, and me and Dante got the funniest story. And I told that story, man. Yeah.
Man, I felt so bad. I'm like, I've never said this joke ever in my life. I've never said it in my life. Yeah. Like, I don't know why.
But you know how many comedians probably do that on the road where they like, yo, I'm taking the air. I gotta I gotta figure something.
I've never said that joke ever. Yeah. I don't even know where it even came from.
Nah, man.
I have no idea. So, what I was trying to preference, do you got any funny behind the scene stories of you coming up in comedy?
Oh, hell yeah, man. Listen, I started comedy technically in Atlanta, but I only did 2 shows in Atlanta. Then I ended up moving to Maryland. And I got so many funny stories. Man, a lot of my funny comedy stories involve Boogie. You know what I mean? Because that, Boogie came.
The Boogie, man.
Rest in peace to Boogie.
Man.
And we could talk on that too. You know what I mean? Later on. But man, me and Boogie had so many. It was times where me and Boog would go because we had some rooms in Maryland, and we would go and our microphone ain't work. And so we doing a show, we holding an imaginary microphone. I'm like, nigga, let's just talk. We don't got a fake mic. And one particular time, we was doing this room called Tacoma Station in D.C. This room is a very known, famous room in D.C. Like Red Grant, Joe Clare, Tony Woods. It was like one of them legend rooms. But by the time we was doing comedy and really getting good, the room was like died down. So we were trying to revamp it, but so nobody would hardly be in there. But I'm in there doing big wrong jokes, hosting. And one night, man, me and Bug was like, man, it was just one of them nights. He was like, damn, man, we go outside, we see like 5 or 6 girls walking past him. We like, yo, we got going. Like, we in Scholars, we about to go somewhere. He's like, yo, come, we got a show. And the girls came to the show. And I was like, yo, y'all want to go eat? They was like, yeah, it's about 6 of them. We took them to IHOP. And this is back when, I was making some good money working at T-Mobile. Yeah. And I remember I took all the girls to IHOP. And I said, yo, y'all get what y'all want. The bill guy said, I'm paying the bill. Boogie was like, damn, dog. The bill was like $130. Boogie up there like, God dang, dog. I'm like, nigga, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, I mean, and we had fans forever, man, just out of that, man. But so many funny stories, man, where we would just travel and go to different states and perform. And, and niggas is just like stinking it up, hosts stinking it up, and me and Boogie just be like, these niggas here, man. So, yeah, man, but it's endless.
Do you have a story where, like a big comedian where you kind of like starstruck and you was like, I don't know about starstruck, but like in a sense where you was like, oh, I got to kill tonight, such and such is in the room, or?
You know what? For me, that didn't happen until I came to L.A. Like, I see like Martin or like, any of those people, or like at that time, if Kev was in art, any big person, once I got to L.A. Prior to me coming to L.A., I would say it was Willie Robo, who was one of the most
a
classic dude,
Def Jam legend.
Yeah, and in D.C., that's where he lived. He would destroy, so nobody would want to ever go up after him. Like you wasn't, so we wasn't. Like shit, man, can't follow that shit. And I remember, man, Willie Robo saw my shit. He was like, yo, you a funny dude. And I was like, yo, I appreciate it. And then later on, I went up after him and had a good set. But it was like in D.C., he was one of the ones that I was just like, oh, shit. Like, and then once I got to L.A., I remember one of my boys came to L.A. and I was doing a show at the Ha Ha. So he came to the Ha Ha, first time seeing me perform, though. He just knew I was always funny. He was around in Atlanta. He was a rapper, all this. So he came, and Mike Epps went on stage, destroyed the Ha Ha, this Janet Russo night, and destroyed it. And I had to go up after him. So my boys, my boy like, shit, it's the first time seeing Trey, I don't know what's going to happen. I went up after Mike and had one of the best sets ever. And my boy was like, damn. But I rode the wave. At this time, I'm skilled. Yeah. I'm like, I just rode the wave. You know what I mean? But the funny story is Boogie used to be starstruck over people on his level. So I remember one time we were going to the Bay Area comedy competition. Me, Boogie, and Marion Kendrick was in the airport. And rest in peace to Marcus Combs. Marcus Combs had been on Bad Boys of Comedy and had some TV credits. So Boogie's, but mind you, Marcus is doing the same competition we doing. Yeah. Boogie saw Marcus coming in the airport. Oh shit, that's Marcus Combs, dog. That's Marcus Combs. I'm about to go ask for a picture. And me and Marion like, nigga, chill. He about to do the same competition you doing. Nah, bro, that's Marcus Combs, dog. And me and Marion was like, God dang, Boogie. Rule number 1, yo, don't put nobody on a higher platform than you, nigga, especially if we about to be doing the same goddamn competition. I have some composure about you. But Boogie would be like that, bro. I never was like that unless it was just like I said, like big, somebody, you know what I mean, huge. But yeah, man. And I still never performed in front of Martin. That's only that's really? One of my goals. I know all Martin people. I know Martin. I know a lot of his people, but I never got to perform. There's times where he was in the audience. I was like, yo, I want to go up, but you know what I mean. It's like, yeah. I'm just like, all right, fuck it. But I wanted to be in the right setting. Like he was just at a show a couple of weeks ago, but it was at like a bar, like a sports Mexican bar or whatever. And I was like, man, it's a lot of talking in the back. It's one of them rooms to where you could get them or you can't. It just, you know what I mean. But I'm like, if I want the person who inspired me to do comedy see me do a set, I want to be the. I don't want no challenges. I want to be in a comedy club with a comedy audience really ready so he can really be like, yo, you know what I mean, and hear it. But so yeah. So that's one of my goals, to make sure that I get to do that performance in front of Martin, just because that's who inspired me to do comedy. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Do you do people like from, cause you from like DC, right? Where you from?
Born and raised in Jersey.
Okay,
so this is
Jersey.
how I go. Born and raised in Jersey, went to college in Atlanta, and then from Atlanta, I moved to the DMV. I moved to Maryland, DC. So that's why. So Maryland, DC, DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia. But I lived in Maryland, but I would just drive to DC because DC had all of the comedy nights. So that's where I honed my skills as a comedian. So I'm technically a DC comedian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do people ever went to school with you, or they be like, yo, Trey made it, and you be like, nigga, no.
No, I haven't made it all the fucking time, bro. Like, it's so weird because you could post a picture with you and a celebrity like, yo, I always knew you was going. I always knew. Like, nigga, I just happened to see him at the Rouse. Just happened to see him at the grocery store. You know what I mean? I'm paying for my shit with EBT. Like, I ain't. Nigga, but it is the the impression people get off your social media, but then I think about it, but to them we did make it, or I did make it because I'm doing what I said I was gonna do and wanted to do, and then you look at people who had certain dreams or aspirations that they never went after. So when they look at me, they like, I made it. But see, a lot of them think when they say made it, they think that your bank account equals to what making it is, and I'm like, nah, it ain't necessarily like that at all. And I had to learn that too. When I first moved to LA, you think because you see somebody on TV, you like, oh, they rich, they this, they that. You be like, God dang, them motherfuckers on the bus. You know what I mean? These motherfuckers broke. These motherfuckers, you know what I mean? They got a spare tire on, they got like all type of shit.
I think I don't know if this was you, but I want to say it was you. We was at I forget what club it was in Hollywood, and you did a joke about you seeing Aaron Hall
on a bicycle. I just did that bit on my birthday show at the Laugh Factory a couple of days ago, bro. I seen Aaron Hall in Reseda riding a bike. And like I said on stage, ain't nothing wrong with a nigga riding a bike if he working out. This nigga had on a suit. I said, oh, this is his only means of transportation, man. And then shit. I said, that nigga chain popped on his bike, and that's the equivalent to the alternator going out on your car. Yeah, man, but I true story. I saw Aaron Hall riding the bike, Reseda, man. I was like, yo, what the fuck is happening?
And he clearly wasn't working out.
Clearly wasn't working out. That nigga was headed to the studio. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is happening out here?
And you sure it was Aaron Hall?
And nigga, I know for a fact it was Aaron Hall, nigga. I know for a fact. I was just like, yo, like, this is LA. Like, this shit is rough out here, yo. I tell you, I had the bit too about Mekhi Phifer. Shout out to Mekhi, where I went to his house for the first time. And this was like when I first got to LA. He was the first celebrity that kind of embraced me. He was like, yo, you funny, fam. Like, yo, I got a Super Bowl party. Come to the crib. I'm like, yo, word? I went to this nigga house, beautiful house, big ass mansion, Woodland Hills. Went in his kitchen. Nigga had a knob missing off his stove. I was like, yo, niggas be having regular shit. All right, now mine, I'm not used to see. I'm like, niggas got regular shit happening in their cribs. Like, these is regular niggas. You know what I mean? And then I had started getting a real reality of what LA was, man. Yeah, man. So
LA will trick you, man.
Definitely.
LA will trick you like a bug.
I'm telling you.
Oh, shit. LA would trick you like a bug because I'm from there, right?
Okay.
And
I ain't know you was from LA.
From LA.
Okay.
Born and raised, high school, middle school,
I
elementary.
never knew that,
everything. But I'm from the real LA, right? Once you cross Wilshire, it becomes a whole different
ball game, different ball game.
I've never, like, growing up, I never went past Wilshire.
Okay.
It was nothing over there for me. Like, that wasn't, you know, and everything I needed was kind of like in my neighborhood, you know what I mean? So I never went over there. I didn't start going past Wilshire into Hollywood and probably until after high school.
Okay.
Like I went to college. I went to college here in Texas in Houston.
Okay.
And then when I came back, is when I started going to Hollywood clubs. And that's when I started getting exposed to Hollywood.
Yeah.
But it's like a totally different world. Because even me being there, it was still like, yo, that's motherfucker from all of us. So, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know how you got cool with Dwayne, because
Dwayne Martin,
used to be always at the club. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Dwayne is one of my big bros, one of my mentors. I call him one of my mentors, man. He's taught me a lot about the business. He taught me a lot about this business in general, even outside of the entertainment business. You know what I mean? Real estate, money, how banking. You know, he just became, and I don't know how, man, he was just one of them dudes that was just like, we just kind of gravitated, man. We both like to smoke cigars and shit like that. So, and then when he had Zen, I ended up working at Zen, you know, hosting with Tisha Campbell. I was hosting the, you know what I mean, the night when she was doing the live music, man. And he just became big bro.
Really?
And yeah, man, and to this day, man, like that's my guy. You know what I mean? Anything, you know, he's going through his shit, I come, yo, you all right? You good? You're like, yeah, man, like I ain't sweating it. You know what I mean? Like that's like we always check in, and you know, so that's my dude. That's my dude, man.
Man, I would be a horrible host if I didn't ask. It's kind of controversial.
Yeah, talk to me. Yeah.
The dude that came out was Will and Dwayne.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen some shit like that with Dwayne?
Never.
Okay.
Never. Dude was Bilal. I know Bilal. Like,
you know Bilal?
Nigga, I know. Like, we all would hang. Like, Bilal would be at the crib, like, at Zen. Like, I know, like, yeah. I know Bilal. So, and, you know, so when it came out, and mind you, like I said, Dwayne, big bro. So, even before all that shit, you know, he has talked to me about that. And like, hey, some shit came about me and Will again. You know, I'm like, where? I'm like, how'd that make you feel? He was like, you know what, man? He's like, yo, I'm in a different league, bro. So it's part of, I understand with Will being one of my good friends, I know what come with that. So, but that's the team that I'm on. So I understand the pressures and what comes with that. But it is what it is. Like, you know, we both grown men. We both know the truth. So it's nothing really I have to really speak on. You know what I mean? I just let it be what it is. You know what I'm saying? And he was saying that sometimes, you know, how difficult it is at times. Like, you know, I think at one time he was saying how he had the Rolls Royce and the people saying Will bought that for him. He was like, people think because I'm not a A-lister or we're like an A-lister. Like, nigga, I make money. Like, I got businesses. I chose to move away. Like, if I'm not acting or if I'm not working at that time, that's because I'm choosing not to. He says, you know, but when I'm ready to get back in the bill, I could book a role like that. But he said, you know, I make money. You know what I mean? So Will don't, you know what I mean? Will don't necessarily, nah, nigga, I make my own money. And I get it. You know what I mean? It's just like you playing on the team, on the Bulls with Jordan. You know what I mean? As being Jordan's teammate, it's going to be shit that come with that. And he was like, yo, that's what it is. But, you know, so I checked on him after this shit came out with Bilal. You know, I tapped in and was like, yo, you good? He was like, yeah. I said, all right, bet, let's link up. Let's grab a smoke. You know what I mean? In this case, you know, you want to get something off your chest, just talk about it, man. You know, that's what I'm here for as a friend. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what we did. We chopped it up. But he's good, man. He's in a good space. You know, it ain't bothering him. You know what I mean? We all laughed at it. He's like, so apparently I was murdering it. He's like, apparently I was murdering it. He's like, do you know? He said, do you know what you have? So I'm going to take a break on set. Yeah. To go get some do you know the type of preparation you have to do if you're like, I got gay. Like you. If you're gay, you just it ain't like a man fucking a woman. I'm sure. Like nah. Like it's a lot of process. I'm sure. For 2 men, and you think I got time to do so? He was like, really? You know, so he has a great sense of humor. He's
okay.
So I was like, but what Will say? He was just like, yo, we were just laughing like, oh, so we was murdering it. He laughed about it. He was like, yo. But he said when he first saw it, he was like, yo.
Yeah, I can imagine, especially if Bilal was supposed to be cool with Dwayne and Will. Like,
yeah. It was, the most hurtful thing is when it comes to betrayal is when you have people in your house, around your family, you breaking bread with them, you doing this, you doing that, because you have a certain kind of trust, with that person, man. And then when they violate or do, or just, what I mean, regardless of what happened or whatever, it's just like, yo, you shouldn't just put it, exposed to the wrong. It's like, why? Like, what's the reason? What's the reason?
Yeah,
you know
what I heard, and it could be totally not true, is when Will was doing his book, Bilal was, I guess, trying to set up some sponsors or something like that, but it fell through where they said they didn't want to use Bilal's sponsors. Yeah. And so now he's on a revenge kind of tour.
On a revenge tour. Yeah. I don't know, but it's definitely over some. Bilal feels though he's entitled to something, some money or whatever. So, but regardless of what it is, man, I just feel like it's a right and wrong way to handle it. You know what I mean? But everybody grown, man, so everybody gonna do it the way they want to do it. I'm just like, it's just you just would have hoped it would have went into a different direction, because at the end of the day, what's your end game? What's your end game?
Right.
Because we all know speculations and rumors die eventually. You know what I'm saying? So where do that put you at now?
Right.
You know what I mean? So everybody want to expose everybody. Whether it's lies or truth, everybody just want to expose everybody, bro.
Listen, I'm seeing so many lawsuits and shit come out of Hollywood from... Not recently. Yeah. Like Diddy is probably the most recent, but I'm seeing shit come back from 1980s where I'm like, what?
Yeah. And in the 80s, think about it, man. It was probably some wild shit.
Yeah, it was probably wild.
Some wild shit. I'm so glad I was born in 1980. Because in the 80s, motherfuckers was doing some wild shit. New drugs, liquor. Like, it was just a free fall.
Yes.
I know Hollywood was so but now, man, social media has changed so many things. I blame it a lot on social media, bro. Social media has exposed and just put light to a lot of shit, whether true or false. Because if more than one person believe it, it is a truth.
Yeah.
It's just like, yo, y'all don't need no evidence. Y'all don't need this. Now, some things that's out there, we could be like, I can see that.
Yeah. Like,
they probably true.
Yeah.
But at this point, man, you don't need real evidence anymore to, you know what I mean, to jump on the side. That's the scary part. I know a lot of people in the industry. I know a lot of females that deal with a lot of industry dudes, and I know a lot of, stories that I hear. So when I hear certain things, I'm like, yeah. The old girl told me it was damn, she told me that 5 years ago. So
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just.
I feel like some of these women, because I know, and I've been in the presence of, I ain't gonna say the chick name, but it was a football player at the comedy club, and if the chick had a nice little ass on her, right?
Yeah.
She purposely kind of backed up into the guy to get his attention. She was like, "Oh, excuse me."
Yeah.
I'm like, bitch, you was trying.
You was trying
to do that, and then I don't know whatever happened after that, but they started talking whatever.
Okay.
But I can see how, in the moment, the chicks is probably all enamored, and they probably like, oh yeah, we's going down, we having a crazy night, we doing these swinging and doing all this crazy shit. But then when they get old and you know what I mean, and money kind of dry up,
ain't nobody checking for them as much now, and they body ain't as tight as it was then. or they get that reputation now. You know, man, they start going through that midlife crisis or that whatever, and you know, they like, yo, I gotta come up with another play. I don't think that was the case with Cassie though.
Oh no, I'm not speaking about Cassie.
Yeah,
No. Cassie was definitely Cassie. She was owed some money.
Cassie was owed some money.
She's about the only innocent one that I say.
Yeah, and you know, and this ain't no stab at Diddy or nothing, but I could understand a lot of people. I was surprised by the amount of females that was like, this is what Cassie does. She's just trying to get money. I'm like, yo, as a woman, you would say. Like, I would never put a time on a woman's trauma when it comes to being abused. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I had put on my post, I said, some of y'all still dealing with trauma from y'all raggedy-ass childhood that you don't even realize. If you go to a therapist one time, you can be like, oh, my God.
Right.
It's like, so there's no time limit on it. And whether it was a money grab or not, I felt like she was entitled to it. First of all, she had a 10-album deal, and ain't no damn 10 albums come out. So you promised me 10 albums, nigga, you gonna pay me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you was just bullshitting.
Right.
You was gaslighting me to get the, you know. And, I don't know if it's because, you know, I was raised by, you know, women, like my grandmother, my mother, my sister, you know. But I kind of get, and I've been around niggas. And I know how we are, and I know how a man of power is. You could be a man of power at any level, and you're gonna use and abuse it. Nigga, when I was a manager at T-Mobile, I abused my power. If a bad chick came in there, I'm taking her. Yo, come on, I'm taking you in the back office.
Yeah.
Yo, your phone's really up. Let me come in the back. Let me really show you what's. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you can't take people back. Nigga, shut up. I'm the manager. I'm giving people all kind of bad bitches, bad chicks, special treatment in T-Mobile. Yeah, I'm abusing my power. Like, yo, like, and that's what men do, man. And so imagine having millions and like, come on, man. We know Diddy out there wilding.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, Diddy been like. He been rich for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
He was a millionaire when he was like 18.
Yeah. So I'm like, when you being rich for that long, like the normal sex probably ain't even, that probably is boring as shit to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Like, I'm so glad, like, I ain't nowhere near no millionaire yet. I ain't even know 100,000. But, you know, I ain't know. Look, I tell you this. I'm so glad when I get to that point, I'm at the age I'm at now. Yeah. To where I can't imagine being a millionaire at 17, 18. Bruh. I don't know where I would be right now if I had all that money back then, because I was wilding broke. The shit I did broke. I'm looking like, God dang, I can't believe I did that. Imagine
having millions.
And I had some bad chicks when I was broke.
Yeah.
I was living, my life was great when you couldn't tell me and my crew nothing. And nigga, we was broke. Yeah. But we had each other, we had access. Nigga, $1 million and everybody know who you are. God dang, nigga. Man,
Speaking of, have you seen what is going on with Matt Rife?
Yo, he with the blow up or with the controversy?
Controversy
with the domestic abuse joke. Is it a new one?
No, it's not a new one. So I guess when he posted the link to the special needs helmet,
yeah,
it's like, have you been paying attention to that? Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think about what's going on with him? Because I remember Matt when he first got to LA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
young boy.
His manager brought him to our crib and just introduced us and want us to just talk, show him around, whatever. Yeah. I remember him then just being just an innocent kid. I still think he's still that.
Me too.
But I think fame is a man. Fame is a motherfucker.
It's the worst drug.
And I was listening to this other podcast, and they was like, he blew up so fast, he really doesn't have a core fan base that knows who he is, that knows when he's joking, you know what I mean, knows when he's serious. And so the people that are just catching on to him, and now I'm like, wait, that ain't who I thought you were. You're not who I thought you was, and they flipping on him.
Well, okay, so it's funny that you say that. I mean, because you got to look at how he got where he got. It's kind of a microwave fame or microwave success.
Mm-hmm.
Because the food always tastes better when you put it in the oven.
Right.
So
Slow cook.
And he blew up off of his crowd work. So when you blowing up off your crowd work, and that's where all these hundreds of thousands and millions of people are noticing you from your crowd work, they don't know your POV, or they don't know your, what your material is or how you think. They just seeing you improvising with the audience and just coming up with some clever. So they really don't know who he is. So then when they hear his set, because I was even looking at the reviews, and it was like, well, he didn't do any crowd work, and he didn't. And I'm just like, how you get them is how they want you to stay. Like, you know what I mean? So that's like the catch-22, of blowing up with the crowd work and all that. Is just like, well, when you do your special on Netflix, if you ain't doing crowd work, that's going to throw everybody who was a fan of yours off.
Right.
They're going to be like, hey, wait, whoa. What's this? And then if the material ain't top-notch, because I haven't seen the special, so I can't talk on it, but if it ain't comparable to his crowd work, then, and then, man, his fan base is white women. And they the most sensitive. Like, if you say one thing, they're going to turn their back on you. Like, oh, he's a douchebag. Yeah. He's a douche. White woman, he's a douche. And so, but I think right now Matt he's in a position. Look, Matt got the machine behind him now. So Matt, regardless of the controversy, is all going to be good for him, because it's not going to do nothing but just bring more attention to him. So I think he's going to be okay. You know what I mean? And as long as he just remains, and it's hard, and I'm sure it's hard, but he just got to kind of remain in that pocket. Okay, don't let all of this get to him. The fame aspect of it.
I think he should start putting out more his material.
I think so. At this point,
yes.
At this point,
start putting out
he
more
could
material.
put out some material instead of the crowd, because he already gained the fan base now.
Right.
So let's hear some real POVs. Let's hear how you really think. Let's hear what's really going on. You know what I mean? But that comes with experience, man. Like, I wasn't comfortable talking about my real life probably till I was like 10 years in, a little over 10. And even then, it took time for me to start digging deeper and deeper and deeper. Now, I'm on stage, talking about my sister passing away, talking about Boogie passing away. Like, I got material about that because that's, I was just telling Joe Fox the other day, I said, with my comedy now, when you look at the comedy symbol, it's the happy face, sad face. And that's, sometimes we, as comedians, we forget about the sad face part. It's just always the happy face side. So now, when I have my audience up here, I want to bring them down to feel this other emotion that I'm feeling, about some sad shit and shit that I'm dealing with that hurts, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know if Matt had those experiences yet in his life, but let's hear some real POVs, man, about what about what's happening, so your fan base could get to know who you are. Because right now, all we knowing is about random people in the audiences. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I get it. That's the thing. I'll go back to the beginning where I said the game is aggravating sometimes, because now people been doing crowd work.
Right.
Martin was the king of crowd work on Def Comedy Jam, but now anytime white mainstream gets a hold of anything, it becomes something new. Oh my gosh, it's this new thing, crowd work. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
And now it's so saturated till now, anytime somebody do crowd work, oh, he's trying to be Matt Rife. So nigga, I've been doing like, first of all, a black host,
that's all
black hosts do, nigga. We've been doing crowd work since day motherfucking one. Yeah. Crowd, like, that's like in a black comedy show, the host is besides the headliner, the host is, they come to see the host and the headliner.
Right.
It's just like a church. You come to see if it's a guest speaker, okay, but you come to see the choir and the pastor.
Yeah.
And that's how there's a black comedy. The host in the black comedy show is what carries the show. And then you got the headliner. You know what I'm saying? And so that black host will always, look at this, that's what we did, crowd. But now it's like, we doing now is like, we trying to be Matt Rife, or we trying to be like, no, nigga, we this is what we've been doing. They took that. Well, anything, and that's what anything with our culture, anything that we do and we've been doing, when somebody white do it and it gets the exposure, it's just new shit. Cornrows. The Kardashians got this new hairstyle. I'm like, no.
Right.
No. So.
Yeah. And then you know what? I was thinking about that, the same thing you're saying. I was thinking about that the other day, because Nate is blowing up on crowd work.
Yep.
And I've been like, dope, that's fire. He's blowing up from crowd work. But then I seen one video he posted where it was like 3 minutes long.
Yeah.
And it wasn't
going probably the right way it was supposed to go.
And I'm just like,
so
are comedians just doing crowd work now? Is that what they?
And I think it's whack. Yeah, I don't. And Nate, shout out to Nate. Nate is blowing up from the crowd work. And I'm gonna say two things. Matt Wife is white. Nate Jackson is black. You can see the difference of how the attention that Matt Rife is getting versus Nate Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Matt got a Netflix special. Matt Rife got the Netflix special doing the same shit Nate Jackson is doing.
Mm-hmm.
And Nate, so Nate should, Nate, we all know Nate got strong material.
Right.
But the fact that he's blew up on the crowd work is just like, don't force it. Don't force it.
Right.
Let it come natural.
Right.
And I think now a lot of comedians is just like, all right, I'm about to go up here and just improv and just do a whole bunch of crowd work. And that's where the game is getting fucked up. And now audience members are coming in wearing crazy shit like, hey,
roast me.
Can you talk about me? Hey. And it's just like, no. Like, so, so I don't like that. Even on the Chocolate Sundays, man, they posting a lot of people doing crowd work stuff, and I just be like, yo, don't force it. If it come naturally, come down. And shout out to Chocolate Sundays and all of them. But I had a crowd work that was just on some, because when I host, I don't like to do material for real.
Right.
So when I'm hosting, I would do material, but I'm gonna also do some crowd work, but it's not really forced crowd work. It's just like, all right, let me see what's going on so I can create, and then I'll go into some material. And my crowd work shit went viral on Chocolate Sundays, where I talked with the two gay dudes. The most views Chocolate Sundays ever had.
I think I seen that.
Over 15 million views on Chocolate Sundays. I'm still waiting on my plaque on my something Chocolate Sundays. I got the most fucking views on your IG page, and y'all ain't giving me shit. I seen everybody else getting accolades, and I already told Lonnie this. Hey, that's our inside joke. Hey, I got the 15.5 million. Don't know. So, but that was just like not planned. That was just like on some like spontaneous, like just natural shit, man. But I'm just saying, everybody just crowd work, and you see the views are not as much as they used to be, because now the view is just like, all right, there's like this, what is going on?
Yeah.
You look at they old videos, everybody getting 1 million, 500,000, whatever. Now you look, it's like 42.5. I'm like, because y'all oversaturating it, and the quality of what you putting out there is not necessarily, is watered down now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and then when fans come to shows, they think that's what a comedy show is.
I think that's what a comedy show
when
is.
It's not. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of leave disappointed because like, oh man, he didn't roast me, or they didn't like, that's not what a comedy show is.
That ain't what it's about, man. Yeah. And that's the thing, man. Social media has like, misguided people with what comedy is in so many different ways. Mm-hmm. It's like, I'm a comedian. Oh, what kind of sketches you got on? It's like, no, motherfucker, I'm a comedian. I'm a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
But when I look at people that got some good followers and doing videos, acting videos that say comedian, I'm like, no, you're not. That's not what you are.
Right.
You don't have to put comedian on every title. And then from there, now it's like, okay, you had to have sketches. You had to be doing skits. to make you a comedian, and then and now it's the crowd work, and then it's whatever else, the followers, and it's just like like social media is just taking comedy and it's just like this is really what comedy is right here.
Yeah.
But now if you post some real material, some real funny shit, it's just like
Yeah.
like, what you mean? Like, I wrote this. This is genius. And you mean to tell me I'm only going to get 1.2 thousand views? 13 likes on this genius? Like, man, f that. I'm taking this shit down. Y'all not even worthy of this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Man. Man, I hate to just end on this, but I want to talk. You mentioned your sister, you mentioned Boogie. How are you doing with that, man?
Not good, bro. I'm not gonna lie, man. I tell people when they ask, right now I'm existing, and so I'm just going through a lot of emotions. But man, it's probably the hardest. It's been the hardest 3 years because my other best friend died in 2020. Boogie died December 23rd of 2022, and then Kim just passed away July 24th. So. These three people were people that I start with Kijo. That was my brother, man. College, 1998. I was supposed to do comedy with him. Me and him was supposed to be on stage together doing comedy. So he was the best friend that I could call all the time. Like, like if I had to do a show in Charlotte, I'll fly to Atlanta, and then he'd be like, all right, we driving to Charlotte. So he was going to be the guy that was going to be like the role manager and making sure we all got in the club part, the after party shit was right. That was like my bro. We was silly, So when he passed, I was like, that was a big hit. Like, damn, But as soon as he passed away, we went into the pandemic. So he died February 15th. The world shut down in March.
Yeah.
So going to his funeral, I had gloves. I was on the plane with gloves and shit on. A white lady was like, "Oh my gosh, is it that serious?" I'm like, "You gonna see?" Literally, I'm going through tears like, "Oh my gosh, is it?" Mind you, I ain't want to wear all that shit, but my girl was like, put these gloves on. I was the only nigga on there with the Lysol. Like, my girl got me out here looking. White lady, oh my gosh, is it really that serious? Mind your business, bitch. Trying to go to the goddamn plane, go to my boy's funeral. So once he passed, I get back to LA, world shut down. So I really had time to kind of be in my feelings and kind of just, the world stopped, which was good for me. Because that was my first best friend that you see laying in the casket. That shit like, what, this shit real? Like, what the And then Boogie. So I'm Christmas time. I just landed in Atlanta. Me and my girl, and my mom lives in Macon. So we stopped at a Marshall's to get our Christmas PJs because like we took too long to order and whatever. So like, we go to Marshall's on the way to Macon. Get the Christmas PJs. I'm in the car. We driving. We got about another 30 minutes before I get to my mom because it's an hour and a half from the airport. I get a text from Spank. Plastic Cup Boy Spank.
Yeah.
And it was a screenshot of somebody saying something on Facebook like, they just killed the comedian Brandon Montrell, Boogie Montrell. Like, how I'm gonna get my hood history now. He sends me that. I look, I was like, what the fuck? So I call him. I call him mad, like, what the you just sent me, bro? Like, what is this? Spank's like, I don't know, bro. Somebody sent it to me, man. And of course, you're the first person that I gotta send this to. I'm like, I tell my girl, I say, somebody just sent me a message saying that Boogie got killed, shot and killed. Mind you, I talked to Boogie 2 days before. He was like, I'll be in New Orleans. He said when I get there, I'll hit you. Let me let you know I made it safe. So my girl like, Boogie who? Because that's what he said. I'm like, Boogie. She's like, what? So I call his phone. He ain't pick up. So I call his mom. And his mom answered. She's like, I said, hey, Mom. Hey, baby, I don't know what's going on. I'm driving to the police station now. All I know, I just got news that Boogie got killed, shot. I don't know what's happening. I'm driving to the police station. I don't know. I'm going to call you back. I said, all right. And then when I hang up with her, my phone starts ringing. I got a call from Lawrence Owens, comedian in D.C., who we all was cool with. And I saw him call me. I said, all right, it's starting to kind of get out there. yo, D, they call me DZ, Trey DZ. Hey, DZ. Yeah, just let you know, man, my people out there in New Orleans, they out there, and they told me what happened, and it is true. And then my phone started, Naeem called, and, you know, people just started hitting me. I was like, fuck. So I had to call this girl. And the worst thing when you call and give somebody bad news, because I had to tell all the brothers about Kijo. Then when Boog died, I had to call this girl, and this girl was, you know, this girl was in New York for Christmas, and she answers the phone. When they answer the phone regular, hey Trey, hey, what's up?
She don't know.
And then I said, damn, she don't know. She don't know. I said, hey, I said, I don't know how to tell you this. I don't. She said, what happened? I was like, Boogie got shot and killed. And she's like, what? You know, and hearing her reaction. Then I had to call all our bros here in LA. Like, just rough, man. And the only thing I could say was when I got to my mom's house, my son and his girlfriend was already there. You know, they flew in from Maryland, and my mom was there. And she, of course, she happy to see us. Hey. I walk in, like, head down. She's like, what's wrong? I can't really talk. She's like, what's wrong? I'm like Boogie got shot and killed. I was like, oh, my God. So it was just like, fuck. And then my sister, I called my sister. My sister gets to my mom's the next day because we're all doing Christmas. That was our last Christmas with my sister. And I was just so happy to be around family during that time when Boog got killed. It was just so rough and crazy. And then you know, by that time, my phone is blowing up. Like, because now, I tell people all the time, me and Kijo's relationship, as close as we were, it wasn't public. Me and Boogie's friendship was public because we were both in the business.
Right.
So my phone was blowing up for days. And right when it happened, my phone did not stop blowing up. And I felt like I had to answer every text and answer every call because I knew people were relying on me to let them know. And I knew how much everybody loved Boogie. So I was like, yo, I cannot just ignore these people. My girl was like, just give it some rest. I'm like, yo, I got to respond to these people. And it was tough, man. That was like one of the worst Christmases. It was good that I was able to be around my family, but it was just tough. And then my birthday was like, you know, my birthday is today. And then my birthday was coming right, you know what I mean? And we had to do the New Year's Eve show at the Ontario Improv. So it was like my first time going on stage and I remember I had got off stage on the 30th or whatever, and Fox and Garrett Dixon was in the green room, and it was the first time I performed when Boogie got killed, and I got off stage and had a killer set, and Garrett and Joe Fox was like, how you feel? And I just broke down. But that Christmas, man, was a special Christmas because it just made me take all the love in with my family. Like, yo, like I love y'all. And then fast forward to July 24th, chilling in the office at the crib, get a call from my sister's husband. Not unusual, but he ain't really called. If I ever talk to my sister's husband, my sister just put him on the phone. Kurt want to talk to you. All right, cool. So I said, Kurt, I'll pick up the phone, 5:30 p.m. my time. So about 8:30 Atlanta. Yo, what up? It ain't good, bro. It ain't good, bro. Thinking it's my nephew. Nephew be getting in the shit. You know, he 22, getting in the shit. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, damn, Donovan. Like, shit. You know what I mean? Your sister, man, she was having chest pains, whatever, and couldn't breathe. So, you know, we took her to the hospital, whatever, and the doctor said she ain't make it. I said, what? Nigga, I stood up. When I heard that, I fell out. Girl came running down. I'm like, yo, what the And it was just like I couldn't breathe. Like it was just so weird. Like I felt like something left my body when I got that call. I felt like I really felt something leaving my soul. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, bro, the only thing I'm able to do now is just talk about it. That's it. Like I have to, you know what I mean? Like in some shows I talk about it, some shows I don't. It just depends on the crowd and how I feel with that crowd. If I feel like that crowd is deserving of hearing the material that I have about Boogie and my sister, because Kijo dying was the recipe of the cake. Boogie dying was the cake. My sister dying was the icing, and that shit flipped my whole world upside down 17, 15, 18 times. Like I was like, oh shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you get in a boxing match, somebody jab you, stumble, you might fall. But this shit, nigga, it was just like, oh, it just don't feel right. So just dealing with it, man. Therapy. Got a therapist.
So you are going to therapy.
Going to therapy.
Going
to therapy, good. Bro. Just trying to be there for my mom. My mom was very resilient. My mom is very resilient, man. My mom is so strong, you know what I mean? But I hear her weak moments now. And even when she called me, happy birthday, son, I love you. I'm her only child now. That's the weird thing when you go from having a sibling to now being the only child. Mm-hmm. My dad freaking out because my dad plan was to be, my sister was supposed to take care of his ass. My dad freaking out calling me every day. Hey, son, like.
Nah, nigga, you still going to that nursing home, nigga.
You go to the nursing home, Pop. Yeah. I gotta add that on. That's how I come up with my bit. Yeah. My dad calling me every day now, like, hey, so nah, Pop, Kim gone, you going to the nursing home, man. No, I ain't with you like that. He tripping out now, like, he like, God damn. You know what I mean? Nigga, now he trying to throw the football with me. Nah, nigga.
It's too late.
I'm 43, nigga. Too late.
Push you on the swing.
Yeah. No, nigga, I want to go to the park. No, nursing home. Kim is gone, nursing home. But damn sure Kim was my dad's motherfucking, you know what I mean? What's this nigga Kim walk? Kim was cool. Yeah. My sister was the one to go and be the one to hold him down. Yeah. But now she go, my dad calling me every day. Like, yeah, see, nigga, you should have had your shit together. Yeah. We ain't no Kim won't gonna be here. Yeah. Now she ain't. Now it's me. Yeah. Nigga, I check on you and I check on you. Cause your dad. My dad called. And shout out to my dad. My dad is a good dude. He just didn't know how to be a dad. Alcohol. Him and my mom got divorced when I was 3. He moved back to North Carolina and they ain't got his life together since. You know what I mean? But it was never a question whether my dad loved us.
Right.
My dad would call Juice, my grandmother. So, me and my sister lived with our grandmother during the week to go to a good school. So my grandmother would always be like, your father called here juiced up today. So to this day, I say juice. We about to get juice. I got that from my grandma. Your father called here juiced up today. And we'd get up like, I love y'all. We never had a question whether our dad loved us. And he would come to Jersey every Christmas. And we go there every 4th of July to North Carolina. So we knew he loved us. Mm-hmm. But the nigga just couldn't get it together. Yeah, I sent the rent money for y'all. Ain't no rent money. Ain't even walked near mailbox to send some money. So he was just that dude. So, I love him. I know I love him for what he was and for what he wasn't. But he knew Kim, that's his oldest, that's his firstborn. And women have a little bit more whatever when it comes to their dads.
Yeah.
And, and he's taking it hard. My dad is taking it hard. And, so I'm just trying to be that son for my mother and my dad, you know what I mean? My dad was calling my mom. My mom's husband was like, nah, look, ain't gonna be that many calls. I'll give you a couple of weeks. Lewis ain't having it. My dad, man, I don't know why I can't. That's our daughter. I said, Pop. I said, Kim was 45. She was gonna be 46 in October. She was 45 when she passed. I said, I'm 40, and now at that time 42. Like, that ain't what y'all got to talk about us. Like, it ain't like y'all got affairs that call my mom. Y'all can get a little whatever out of it. But hey, Lou was like, look, yeah. So, but yeah, man. But we gonna get through it, bro. Like, holidays is rough. Today being my birthday is tough. I shedded some tears earlier today. I'm probably gonna shed some more tonight in the New Year's. But I know she watching over me. I know Boogie watching over me. I know Keija watching over me, man. So we just got to put that pain on the stage and create art from it, man. And see how we talking. I was able to come up with some new shit.
Yeah.
And that's what I have to embrace.
Yeah.
Like, how can we laugh about the pain?
Yeah.
And so I'm glad we came up with that. So my dad, my dad tripping. Yeah.
Trey, man, I wish nothing but the best for you, man.
Hey, Dante. So I appreciate you so much, man, for having me, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Man. And make sure y'all check out our podcast, Live from the Green Room.
Live from the Green Room on YouTube.
Yeah.
Apple, Spotify,
all that. Yeah,
all wherever
Yeah.
you listen to podcasts.
yeah. Tony
Live from the
Rock,
Green
Joe
Room,
Fox,
Joe
and
Fox,
myself. Yeah,
Tony Rock. It's because I mean, the level of conversation y'all having on there is way better and deeper than what we doing here, because y'all are boys, all three of y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So y'all can't lie to each other. Y'all,
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
Y'all can't lie to each other. Y'all
Yeah.
know each other.
Yeah. Like, nah,
So it's
nigga,
dope, yeah.
nah, you ain't saying like that, nigga. You cursed us out. That's what the fuck you said. Yeah, remember Fox? We had that. Yeah, with Toe, we was talking in the green room, and Toe could hear, and Toe was like, yeah, they was talking, I can hear. I was like, hey, yo, I need y'all to be quiet. He's like, no, you ain't say that, nigga. You was on the mic like, yo, shut the fuck up. I can fucking hear y'all. That's what you said. Toe was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, so we hold each other accountable on our shit, man. But yeah, man, but make sure y'all watch it, bro.
Live from the green room, Trey Elliot, man. If y'all see him coming to any city near you, doing stand-up comedy and actually doing material,
Yes.
go check him out, man. Trey Elliot, man.
Appreciate you, boy. Love you, boy.
Appreciate you. Yeah, you too, man.
Yeah.
This has been the Tap In Podcast. Holla.